We discussed that I want to get under the hood with the actual development and understanding of how AI itself is actually trained and modeled and how the data is utilized, the math behind AI. There's also, again, the governance side, the known cybersecurity best practices for governance and oversight and risk that we should discuss as well. And they all apply to AI systems. So things like, for example, access management, identity and access management. That can be from the person, the client using the service, to even the AI system itself and what it accesses and how it accesses things. So access control is going to be a massive and is a massive component of governance when it comes to AI systems. Areas like SIEMs, security and event management, where we're looking at monitoring these systems, making sure we know what they are doing, checking the logs, knowing what they are accessing, making sure that we alert on certain areas, making sure we know whether or not these AI systems have gone outside of these guardrails, have gone outside of their bounds. These are things that are very, very critical when it comes to overall AI and how governance can help to make sure that we're keeping track of this. Things like change management, knowing what kind of changes were made in the development of these AI systems, making sure that they do not introduce additional risk or additional security issues, additional exploitable vulnerabilities within these AI systems. So making sure we have a very robust change management system, release code management equivalent for AI systems, understanding that multiple developers are working on these constructs at the same time, and making sure that we understand how all of this goes together into this one system, and making sure that one person by accident or by intention is not introducing flaws or vulnerabilities or risk within these AI constructs. For the data that we're using within these AI constructs, making sure that the data is not easily taken, or if it is taken, that is in some way obscured. So encryption, cryptography, making sure that we are keeping our data safe at rest or in transit, and even in use. Even thinking about the type of data that the construct will be able to communicate out. So can certain personally identifiable information be put on the screen? Because we may not know who's the audience of that data. So that's another area that is something that we need to look at. And this goes back to something I said in other videos, which is this finding the data, knowing your data, classifying your data, and making sure that you prioritize the security for the most sensitive data as applicable to your regulatory and legislative needs, as well as obviously what requirements are necessary for your clients and within the business that you're running.